because I like being fuller bust. It's just hard, you know, like at a certain point, if you're getting cuts in your shoulders, if you can't stand up for extended periods of time, and your lifestyle, I have a pretty active lifestyle now, and I can't really do the things that I want to do anymore because my breasts are like a hindrance, then, you know, it's time to like make a change. Hello party people, and welcome back to Taking the Leap. It's your girl Torna Antoinette, and today we're talking about how I got denied for breast reduction surgery. Fun, so much fun. It's not fun at all. Not fun at all. In today's video, I'll discuss the process that I went through, why I got denied, and what that means for me and for my channel. So let's jump right into it. As many of you know, or if you don't know, I quit my job in January and have been joyfully unemployed ever since. So I decided, or my initial plan was to have breast reduction surgery. You know, my mom has had it before because these are inherited, you know, genetically. And I kind of knew a little bit about the recovery time, the support you need, and the process in general. So I thought that since I had the downtime and I was taking a few months off before I jumped right back in to working, that it would be the perfect timing to kind of get the surgery done. And yeah, I was going to have the surgery in March before I got off of my mom's insurance, and then travel for a little bit. That obviously did not go as planned. I got breast in 2nd grade, and by the time I graduated high school, I think I was a triple D at the time. So I was already like at Lane Bryant shopping for Specialized bras that offered me support because they were, you know, I was blessed. And at first it seemed fun, you know, who doesn't want big boobs? But then, you know, I didn't really get the hips and the badonk. So I was kind of like, oh my gosh, I feel a little, I'm not really disproportional, but it was like, wow, I'm top heavy and I don't know how I feel about this. So, you know, at least growing up in the Black community, you want both. You want the slim, you want to be slim thick with the waist and the boobs and I just had the boobs and nothing else. So I was a little disappointed in that. Fast forward to college, and I was a little uncomfortable. Like, they were heavy, but you know, I wore good bras, and I always tried to make sure that I was supported. They were still like bearable, if that makes sense. After graduation, I talked about it in my last video, I gained 10 to 15 pounds just like from stress. I started my job, and if you watched my I quit my job video, I kind of walk you through like that first few months. I knew it wasn't for me, and I ended up putting on like weight. And then the pandemic hit, and snacking, sitting on the couch, not really going out anywhere. Your girl put on like 20 pounds, 23 pounds, something like that. And yeah, it's just like, if you are a big titty girl, you know that the first thing to gain weight is your breasts. Like, you know when you're putting on weight because your bras are tighter, the band is tighter, your cups are kind of spilling over. It's very easy to just gain weight there, and that's exactly what happened to me. So between the post-graduation stress weight and the pandemic weight, my breasts just got like 2 or 3 sizes larger. Yeah, it wasn't very good. So I put on the weight in the pandemic, and then I started, you know, once I moved home, you start getting little comments like, oh, you get a little pudgy, and maybe you should invest in a new bra and get some more support and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't help, right? The little comments from family, you didn't put on some weight. since you graduated, since you went to school, you didn't, you know, that freshman 15. Those comments are never welcome. But some of them were right, you know, like I wasn't really feeling good in my body. So I think last year I started working out with the intention of just dropping that 23 pounds that I put on during the pandemic. And I started noticing like cuts in my arm. Like I invest in really good sports bras because I can. Even before I put on weight, it was difficult to do strenuous exercise because if you are a larger bust woman, you know the jumping, the moving, it weighs on you. So with the weight, it didn't help. I was already going to get that if I did too strenuous work. But now, like trying to get the weight off, running, doing like cardio, stuff like that, I started noticing cuts. And my back started hurting a little bit more. And I just started to feel like heavy, like heavier than normal. I felt heavy before, but now it's like every time I sit down, I want to, you know, kind of slouch in or go like this or lean. And it's just like not good for your posture and not good for your back, but especially not good for trying to lose weight because you can't really do as much as you want. Working out wise. Before I came to the decision to get the surgery, even with the cuts and the back pain, I really wanted to sit down and think about, is this something that I really want? Is this something that I want to go under the knife for? And do I think that it is worth it to do? I really had to have that conversation with myself because what I didn't want to do was get the surgery or say yes to the surgery because I felt like some external pressure in order to do it. I wanted to do it because it's something that I needed for my own health, and then it's something that I wanted to undergo for myself. Once I decided that this is what I want, this is what I need because I'm struggling with getting the weight off. I can't keep getting cuts in my shoulders from bras, expensive bras, perfectly fitted bras. I can't keep doing that, and I'm sick of like all of the extra comments and suggestions, unwanted comments and suggestions from family members and stuff like that. So once I knew that I wanted it, it was time to start looking. I started watching YouTube videos to see what other people went through, what their recovery was like. As I mentioned, my mom had breast reduction surgery, so she told me, I had a pretty firm understanding of the fact that you would need support. You know, the surgery would only take like a day or so. But after surgery, you will need people to help you do basic things like brush your teeth. You won't be able to do a lot of lifting. You'll be resting a lot, and it'll take like 6 to 8 weeks. So I knew that from her because she'd had the surgery before. I knew I should have started in like September, October, but I procrastinated, and I waited until January to identify the surgeons and get in contact with them because I thought, oh, you know, I'll have the consultation, I'll get approved. No, that's not what happened. If you decide today you want surgery and you think that it's gonna happen in 3 months, can that idea, sis? Can it? It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna go down like that. So after I researched the videos and found some stuff on YouTube, I identified my doctors, like 3 to 5 doctors in the Houston area that I liked their work, you know, and I went on their Instagram pages, I went on their websites, and I think the most important thing for me was like the quality of their work and did I really like the result? Because I like being fuller bust. It's just hard, you know, like at a certain point, if you're getting cuts in your shoulders, if you can't stand up for extended periods of time, and your lifestyle, I have a pretty active lifestyle now, and I can't really do the things that I want to do anymore because my breasts are like a hindrance, then, you know, it's time to like make a change. So I wanted to make sure that the doctor's work was good and that I was satisfied with their previous patients, specifically in breast reduction. A lot of surgeons like are qualified to do that, but they may specialize in something else, like liposuction or mommy makeovers or BBLs. Like I saw a lot of that, like people who had breast reductions on there, but most of their surgeries were like mommy makeovers or lipo or something like that. And it was like, no, I want someone who specializes. I want someone with a great track record of doing breast reduction surgeries. Someone with stellar reviews, and someone who is very particular and, you know, takes a lot of pride in their work. Once I found the doctors, it was time to schedule a consultation. And most doctors that I found, you have to go online, and on their website, they have like a link where you apply to schedule the consultation. Not even like call them, can I schedule this? It's like you go online, you fill out a form, you submit your pictures, and then they contact you to schedule the consultation or see if they're willing to take you on. And that is where I was denied. My top doctor emailed me back and was like, your BMI is too high. You have to be within this range, and then, you know, we can take you on. So I didn't even get to the step. I watched in those YouTube videos where a lot of people said that initially their insurance like denied them or asked them to go to physical therapy or to drop some weight before they would approve them. And I didn't even get to that step. I was anticipating that from like, oh no, like that's the one thing that could go wrong. The insurance company would deny me, but no. The doctor wouldn't even, the doctors that I identified said, both of them, my top two, both of them said your BMI is too high. And they offered other like people who would take me, and I would look at their work and I was dissatisfied with it. Like I didn't like either the scarring on the side, or like the shape, like certain things I just wasn't a fan of. And after contacting like 2 or 3 doctors, I was like, oh my God. I think they're all gonna say that they only take people within a certain BMI range. And I realized I have to lose weight. And it's like part of the reason why I'm here to have the breast reduction surgery is because I was trying to lose weight and the activity was hurting me. Like I was doing more active stuff other than yoga. I'm like an avid yogi, and more strenuous exercise was causing me pain. So that's kind of what brought me here, right? And now you're saying you have to lose weight in order to qualify for surgery. So that was a huge bummer. Wah, wah, wah. According to their scale, I have to lose 50 pounds in order to qualify for surgery. Now, I know what you're thinking. Just find another doctor. Why didn't you just go find another doctor? I tried to find other doctors, and I didn't like their work. I've made up my mind. I like these surgeons. And a part of me, you know, I already wanted to lose the corona weight, the stress weight, and really get back to my like sophomore college weight. The good news is, at the beginning of the year, I had already planned on working out with a trainer. So my cousin was using this trainer, and I liked her results. And the trainer herself, I started following her. She was very, like, her own activity level was very intense. She's very fit. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is the woman that's going to train me and help me get into shape. So luckily, I had already budgeted and planned on working with her. What I didn't count on, though, was needing to do it for an extended period of time. I've been working with her about 8 weeks now, a little over 8 weeks. I train 3 times a week, and I do yoga like 4 times a week. I go to yoga 4 times a week, or I just try to move, go for a walk or something for like an hour on the days that I don't train to give my body some rest. You know, looking on the bright side of this whole situation, it'll be a complete physical transformation. Not only will I lose the 50 pounds, but I'll qualify for the surgery. And who's to say that I'll even want the surgery after I lose the weight? There are a few balls still up in the air, but what I know for sure is that I'll be working out for the next 4 months with this trainer, and I'll be vlogging this journey. And I've learned so much over the past 8 weeks. The most important thing being, you know, my trainer introduced me to MyFitnessPal, and I've learned that you could work out for 8 weeks straight, but unless you're eating properly, you will lose no weight. So if you're eating the same way, still having Cinnabons and Starbucks and eating out, eating fast food a lot, you know, you could work out every day, as I have been for the past 8 weeks, and lose very little weight. So I think halfway, a month in, my trainer was like, so Torn, what are you eating? And I was like, food, because it's good. And she was like, well, here is what you're supposed, here, she introduced me to macros. I was like, only macros I know is like macroeconomics, because I was an econ minor. Like, why are we talking about econ when we're supposed to be talking about training? But she introduced me to that, and I'm like, okay, let's do this. And I've been working on, ever since then, I think the first 4 weeks was a struggle, but as of last week, I've actually started consistently tracking my meals and planning them out, because after 8 weeks, I was like, I should have definitely lost at least 10 to 15 pounds, or at least that was my hope. 2 pounds a week, 8 weeks, 16 pounds. I was hoping that that would be what I did, but it ended up not working out that way at all. So I've kind of had to, that's part of the journey, learning what your body needs. And that's also one of the big pluses of having a trainer. If I was doing this by myself, I wouldn't have known anything about, you know, hitting your macronutrients, hitting your macros and what those are supposed to look like, and increasing your protein and having to eat protein after your workout. None of that stuff I would know. And I knew, another reason why I pursued a trainer was because I knew I couldn't do it by myself, and I knew I needed like actual support and guidance. So that whole notion of, oh, you're just gonna rest and travel and live your life during this unemployment period quickly died after I was denied for surgery. So I'm still living my life, but I'm really focused on, I feel like this period is a huge time of transition and transformation for me, and I'm very excited to share that with you all. So cheers to eating less and working out